The Kremlin has escalated its crackdown on dissent, targeting Yulia Navalnaya. She is the wife of jailed opposition leader Alexey Navalny. A Moscow court issued an arrest warrant in absentia for Yulia. This move intensifies pressure on the Navalny family. Yulia has become a symbol of courage and resilience. The international community has condemned the arrest warrant. The world is watching, and the Kremlin's actions will have consequences. Yulia Navalnaya has emerged as a powerful symbol of resistance in Russia. She has stood by her husband, Alexey Navalny, through years of persecution. Alexey Navalny, a prominent critic of Vladimir Putin, has faced constant harassment. Yulia has remained a steadfast source of strength for her husband. She visited him in prison and spoke out on his behalf. Her unwavering commitment has inspired millions worldwide. Yulia has become a powerful figure, challenging the Kremlin's narrative. The arrest warrant against Yulia is a clear attempt to silence her. It will only serve to galvanize support for the Navalnys and their cause.
The arrest warrant against Yulia Navalnaya is the latest in a long line of attacks on the pro-democracy movement in Russia. The Kremlin has systematically dismantled independent media, jailed opposition figures, and criminalized dissent. The space for free expression is shrinking rapidly.
Alexey Navalny's Anti-Corruption Foundation, or FBK, played a crucial role in exposing corruption and mobilizing opposition to the Putin regime. The FBK's investigations resonated with millions of Russians, highlighting the deep-seated corruption within the government.
In response to the growing popularity of Navalny and the FBK, the Kremlin launched a brutal crackdown. Navalny himself was poisoned with a nerve agent, an act that Western governments have attributed to the Russian government. The FBK was outlawed as an extremist organization, forcing many of its members to flee the country.
The arrest warrant against Yulia Navalnaya is a clear signal that the Kremlin will stop at nothing to crush dissent. It is a desperate attempt to maintain its grip on power. However, the Kremlin's actions are only likely to backfire, further fueling the flames of discontent and galvanizing the pro-democracy movement.
The international community has roundly condemned the arrest warrant against Yulia Navalnaya. Governments and human rights organizations around the world have denounced the move as a politically motivated attack on a brave woman and a symbol of resistance.
The United States has called for Yulia Navalnaya's immediate release and an end to the persecution of Alexey Navalny and his supporters. The European Union has also condemned the arrest warrant, calling it another step backwards for Russia.
The international community must go beyond mere words of condemnation. Concrete actions are needed to hold the Kremlin accountable for its actions. This includes imposing targeted sanctions on Russian officials responsible for the persecution of the Navalnys and other political prisoners.
The international community must also stand in solidarity with the Russian people and their aspirations for a democratic future. By supporting independent media, human rights organizations, and pro-democracy activists, the world can help to keep the flame of freedom alive in Russia.
Yulia Navalnaya's future remains uncertain. With the arrest warrant hanging over her head, she faces the possibility of arrest and imprisonment if she returns to Russia. Her case highlights the precarious situation faced by many Russians who dare to challenge the Kremlin's authority.
Despite the risks, Yulia Navalnaya has shown no signs of backing down. She continues to speak out against the Putin regime from abroad, using her platform to advocate for her husband's release and for a democratic future for Russia.
Her courage and resilience are an inspiration to people around the world who are fighting for freedom and justice. Her case is a reminder that the fight for democracy is far from over, and that it requires unwavering commitment and sacrifice.
The world must not forget Yulia Navalnaya and her husband Alexey. Their struggle is a reminder that the fight for freedom is a global one. By standing in solidarity with those who are persecuted for their beliefs, we can help to build a world where all people are free to live in dignity and peace.